What are you hoping to prove on Saturday night against Danny Garcia on Fox Sports PBC pay-per-view?
I mean, the only thing I'm gonna prove that, I'm still the same. And I'm a realist. I'm realistic. I know people, have a lot of questions. Am I still the same? Am I shelling myself? And if I'd have looked at the accident and somebody would have had, I would have said the same thing too. And I would have had questions too. So, that's basically, the questions that need to be answered. And I feel like that wouldn't have been answered if I would have fought, a lighter competition. So I feel like, a lot of stuff will be answered come December 5th that people that haven't been in the gym need to see. So, I just expect for myself to be 100% on point, sharp, and, just accurate with my shots.
Peace and pugilism, fight fanatics. It's Myron Magnus and another segment of Boxing Logics United. Please like and subscribe. There was Errol Spence Jr. Response on what does he have to prove. And people, I'm not trying to beat a dead cow in the head or anything like that. I haven't even asked the question or entertained the question or the idea if Errol Spence is not 100% ready for Danny Garcia Saturday night, December 5th. But I must admit and acknowledge the same energy. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. I mean, the Garcias are the ones really selling this fight. And even in the response you just heard from Errol Spence Jr., Errol Spence Jr. isn't the Errol Spence Jr. we remember. He just isn't. The ultra confident Errol Spence Jr. that we're used to seeing speak, talk, handle himself in every mannerism we can think of, it's not 100% there. It just isn't. You know what I mean? And I don't know if this is planned by the Spence team. I mean, Errol Spence Jr. is a smart man. I think he plays the mind games pretty good. As far as chess, mental chess. And maybe he could be just throwing us off. Maybe he understands and knows, because he's been listening to everybody. And he could be just wanting to just throw a shocker at us and look absolutely magnificent Saturday night. But I can't help to say that Errol Spence Jr. does look a little off. And like he said, he's a realist. You know what I mean? Even if he saw somebody else in an accident like that, he probably wouldn't think they'd be back 100% the same they were as they were before it. So, is Errol Spence Jr., was that an admission by Errol Spence Jr. kind of subconsciously that he may not be 100%? I don't know. I don't want to be drawing at straws here and assuming anything, but I'd like to hear what you guys think on this particular issue. Do you think Errol Spence Jr. subconsciously himself feel he may not be 100%? This is Myron Magnus of Boxing Logics United. Please like, subscribe, share. Peace and pugilism.